Well, hello, Miss Callie. I thought I would take you guys with me in my last video on the farm. I don't know when I'll post it or anything, but do you want to say hi? Oh, those flies. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks. Get out of here, flies. Hello, Miss Callie. Would you like to say anything? No? She's like, it's too hot. So, hi, Missy! So it's almost 100 degrees, and it's our first really hot day. Hi, Miss! Oh, now she wants to talk. What do you want to say, beautiful? What do you want to say? Do you just want to show everybody how pretty you are? You're such a pretty girl, yeah? You're so pretty. You're such a lovely soul. You're such a beautiful soul. Thank you for being a part of my life, Callie. This is her second summer here. So I've known Callie for over a year. We really thought she was going to end up being ours, but it didn't go down that way. And those of you who've been with me a long time, you know Missy. Hi, Miss! I've been kind of keeping my distance from Missy just to keep the peace around here. Anyway, so I thought it would be fun for you guys to see. Thanks, Callie. My last day of letting the chickens out. I stopped doing this. This used to be a regular chore of mine around here, but I kind of stopped doing it a few months ago when we had our little falling out. But things have been better. She's given us 3 extensions. We were supposed to be gone by the 15th, and today's the 26th, so I'm very blessed. Anyway, I thought you guys might want to see the last time I'm ever going to let the chicks out. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is our last time together. You ready? There they go. Hi. Hi, girls. Hi, Henny Penny. Hi, guys. Rooster boy. Okay, you going for a run? Go run. Go get him. Look at their little butts. Oh, I will miss this. I'll miss you guys. Henny Penny. Look at her. She's just hanging in the back. Oh. So, there's probably one still on the nest. Hold on. Okay, so there wasn't one on the nest, and I swear I did not count 7. And if one died, she probably wouldn't have told me. Oh, let's go check it out. Anyway, I also wanted to talk to you guys about just everything I'm going through. Oh, hello, butterfly. Oh, change and transformation. It's been an interesting... Uh-oh. I thought I heard the water. Hold on. Oh no, it's trees, that's right. I forget what kind of trees those are, but they sound like water sometimes. I just want to make sure she didn't leave the hose on. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I'm going through, because I'm always the one to push you guys, you know, like to think positive, be positive, don't let anything get you down, you know, blah, 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 stay this, stay that. And I've been having a hard time doing that myself. So, oh, cute. I know who I don't see. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Is it Gladys? Gladys is gone. Oh no. Do you guys remember Gladys? She was the one that was like black and orange with like, she kind of looked like Phyllis Diller over here. Phyllis. But she was black and orange. Oh my gosh. And she had a big black poof. Oh, I don't even want to ask, because she's just going to tell me. I wonder, we have a lot of predator birds around here all the time, and there's just a lot of predators in general around here. So, hey, you guys, stick together. I don't know how Gladys, oh, Gladys. She was like one of my favorite chickens here. I love her little makeshift little pond. Cute. So, I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I just thought I would take you for a walk through the farm one last time. And basically, long story short, oh look at, there's Henny. Where are you going? Maybe she's showing me that Gladys is okay. Hold on. It's either Henny or Henny's sister. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Once they leave, it's like 90 degrees right now, and it's been like in the 60s here. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so what did you see? So it's either Henny or Henny's sister. Is Gladdy in there? I didn't see her. Oh, look at you. What a photo op. Oh my goddess. Look at you. Oh, she's like, I want a little alone time. Hi, buddy. Oh my God. So this is like my best friend, Henny. And Henny and I have known each other for like 2.5 years. Hi, sweetie. Do you want to come in? You want to come and talk to everybody? Come on. You want to have some alone time with me? Is that why you came back? What happened to Gladdy? Are you going to tell me what happened to Gladdy? Oh my goodness. Look at you. I'm taking pictures. She's so beautiful right now. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this is not, there's a reason why we're best friends. Because she's not a chicken. She's like some really beautiful, awesome energy. Even she, I feel like she's like, Gladys? Is it Gladdy, bud? Oh no. Where is she? Huh. This is kind of weird. I'm going to go in the house. What's going on, buddy? What happened to Gladdy? Oh, tell me about it. She's like, come in here. It's prettier pictures of me. Where'd she go? Huh? She's so hot. That's how hot it is. When you see a chicken with their mouth open like that, that's how hot it is. What's up, honey? Are you looking for your friend? She's like, no, I want you to take pictures of me. Seriously, I'm so sad about Gladdy. Ooh, and I looked down, it was 6:55. She's not in here, buddy. I don't see her. I see eggs, but no Gladdy. I don't know where she is. That's really sad, you guys. Gladdy was my second favorite, and they're like best friends. So maybe she's just trying to tell me. Interestingly enough though, I don't feel like she's gone, but it was like instantly I knew one was missing because I've been like visualizing these beautiful creatures for such a long time. Okay. You know, I think I'm going to leave this where it is. What? Gladdy! Oh my gosh, Gladdy! Where were you? We were worried. Hi, Gladys. There she is. Oh my gosh. It's like a success video. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think I'll tell you guys the other stuff, so look out for that video. Hi, Miss Gladys. I'm leaving. Oh my gosh. You guys wanted a photo shoot together? I mean, you saw them run away. Like once they're out of here, it's like you have to force them back in, especially when it's a 90-degree day and they can go under trees. You saw the little water feature. Do you guys want a photo shoot together? Are you laying eggs? Oh, are you laying an egg? Henny? Henny's laying an egg. You laying an egg? Am I like disturbing your privacy? Gladys, you don't know how happy I am to see you alive. Oh my gosh, I was so worried. Thanks, Henny. No, these pictures are beautiful. Look at me. Look at me, Hen. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Gladys, come here. Hi, baby. Oh my goodness. She's like, all right. You done? You want some more? It sounds like she's trying to hatch one. Oh, she's running. There she goes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Isn't it interesting? I was like feeling like all this heavy stuff and then I come play with the chickens and it's like, it's just such a great day. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know when or if I'll post it anywhere, but I think I want to do the other one for you guys. Oh, there they go. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm starting to get emotional. I mean, we've lived here almost 5 years, so, oh, okay. I'm so glad Gladdy's okay. You don't even know. Callie, come on. You're so pretty. It's like my best last day on the farm. Because even though, like, we're here one more day, like, she's given us 3 extensions, and she was like, I'm sorry, but you have to go by Tuesday. I'm like, I know. But she's been really, really supportive and kind and kind of like the way we used to be. Look at you, precious pony. All right, put your face over the bar again. Yeah. Oh, look at you. What a gorgeous, beautiful creature. Thank you, Miss Callie. Earlier, I couldn't find Callie. I was putting stuff in our storage unit, and I found her in the fairy forest, and she was so funny about it too, because it was like I was like, Callie? I'm like, how did she get out? I looked in the other fields, couldn't find her, and then I yelled for her, and she pokes her head out of the trees on the other side of the horse trailer, like down there. She pokes her head out like, yes, may I help you? And I was like, no, have at it, because it's beautiful in there. Sarah had it all cut back, and it's just really, really pretty. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll take you guys for a walk through there. Hold on. Okay, so some of you have been with me a long time. You know what the fairy forest is like. But for those of you who have never been here, check this out. It's an old orchard, and it actually still bears fruit, which is super cool. Look at this. Look at all the moss. Oh, I am gonna miss this place. It's such a bittersweet. Did you ever notice, like, you're so sick of something, you're like, I want out, I want this done, I don't want to be here, blah, 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 blah. But then when it comes to the end and you're really going and you're really leaving, all of a sudden it's like, well, it's not too bad, I'm okay, I really like it here. And that's what I feel like. The spring was so hard. Like, she spent so much time working on the farm, and you know, she's gonna refinance, so she's been like doing all this stuff. That's why we're leaving. That's one of the main reasons. But anyway, but then lately I've been like walking around the property, and I'm like, it's so beautiful. And here's a big pear tree, and I love how Kelly shit right there. That's where Sarah likes to sit and come hang out in here. But there's like all these little fun little, it's like a labyrinth, or, you know, because there's like all these different little ways you can go. But the only issue is that I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to be here. I love it here, but I don't want to be here. You know, it's too busy for us. It's just too much. So I'm going to take you out this way, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to the back way. So yeah, she's put a lot of time and energy into this, because having an orchard that bears fruit, you see that bird? Having an orchard that bears fruit. I mean, she's got apples, plums, pears, blackberries. She's got a lot of cool stuff in here. You know, that really ups the ante for her. She's not going to go anywhere. She's just having it refinanced. So here's one way that you could go in that has a direction that way and that way. But I want to bring you in through the back. I'm trying to dodge the poop. I want to bring you in through the back way. Hi, miss. Oh, look at all the buttercups. Hi, fairies. I have to actually come out here later because I have a lot of food to give the fairies. Okay, so here is like one of the other main entrances. So I just wanted you guys to see this. Don't mind the horse poop. So this has become Callie's like office. So there's like a path there, a path here. But in all the years we lived here, it never looked like this. She paid a pretty penny to have her guy come out here and do this. So all of these trees are fruit trees. Most of them, I should say, not all of them, but most of them are fruit trees. So this place is going to be like overloaded. So that was that entry I just showed you with that cool tree. Oh, look at that view. Oh, especially with the clouds in the background. Can we talk about that for 5 seconds? Ah, it's like now it's finally becoming awesome, and we're leaving. Like, it didn't look like this the whole time we lived here. And now it's like, but I get it. She's trying to refinance. She's trying to retire. But isn't that amazing? So yeah, I've meditated in here, hung out in here. One of our tribe members, Zoe, had 2 plants that died. She buried them in here. So there's another pathway. That's where, oh, that's the one we went out. That's where Sarah's chair is. So this is where we came in the first time. But we'll go back this way. I want to go out the other way so you can get that visual. That's why Spirit told me to go out this way. But basically, you know what? I'm going to hang here for a second. So basically, the gist of what I'm feeling right now is that I know that everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I'm ready to move on. But I started to feel like there was something I couldn't put my finger on, something that I felt like I was missing. And then I heard, I went on, I was listening to this meditation on YouTube while I was doing stuff around the house. And when I went to turn it up, the screen popped on and I saw that the ancient star queen, Erica, that she had, they told me to keep walking. Okay, I was like, why is this fly at me? I really love what they did with that, by the way. That's really new. That's so awesome. And she came on and I like saw her face and it was like a short 4-minute video and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that is exactly what I needed to hear, like everything she said. And one of them was that it was about trust. And I'll put a link below so you can watch it and please follow her. She's so amazing. She's done so much for me and my family over the years. She supported us in many ways, from financially to, you know, donations and stuff for readings to, you know, like we bought crystals from her, and the only crystal that Alder had on him when he almost died a few summers ago, I don't know if you guys remember, was her crystal. It was a tangerine quartz, which is like super rare. So yeah, just like all these like really interesting connections that I have with her. So I wasn't looking to look at a reading or even do this for you guys. I haven't done one of these in forever. And then I watched that and I just had this huge breakthrough about abandonment and trust issues. And she basically said that, you know, her dog just like unwittingly like trusts her. He knows that he's going to get fed. He knows that she's going to let him out and she's going to give him water and she's going to take care of him. Like he knows these things, right? I'm getting the vibe to walk back towards the house. Missy, you want to be on camera? Walk this way if you want to come over and be on camera. If you don't, it's okay. I know it's hot. Okay, if she started moving, then I'd say, she's like, it's hot. It really is. And so I just started to understand that my trust issues that I have stem from when I was 12 years old, when my parents got divorced. And, you know, they were 17 and 18 when they got married. She was pregnant. They're, you know, it was in the 60s. Their parents forced them to do that. That was like, you know, you had to do that, right? It's like you shame your family if you don't, you know, then my mom would have been a whore and whatever, you know what I mean? So like, so when they divorced, they were 36 and now I'm 50. I mean, that was 14 years ago. So it's like, my gosh, it's like, you know, I was 12 years old when all that happened, you know, hi, sweetie. And so I just started to realize, like, it's not that I don't trust spirit. It's that I didn't trust my parents. They didn't give me the emotional support that I needed, that I really, really needed. I was 12. I was like a preteen. I had just gotten my period. You know, it was like so much stuff had happened, you know, that I didn't really understand. And so they just basically emotionally, mentally, and physically abandoned me. You know, I went to live with my mom, but I went from living in a nice big house with my sister, my older sister and brother, and my mom and dad, to living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my mom and my sister. But my sister was 17, was never home, was always with her boyfriend, and my mom was never home because she was working and dating. And so I felt very abandoned. I felt very alone. And there were times where, I mean, it got to the point where like my parents were, you know, calling DCFS on each other, you know, because my dad, I hardly ever went to stay with my dad because my dad would say, this isn't an environment for a kid, you know, I party and have my girlfriends over and blah, blah, blah. And then when I got to the point where I was old enough to drink, not that I was like 16, 17, then my dad would let me come over, you know, because I could party with him and his friends and entertain them, and I'd sing for them and act for them and like do like all these different things. But I just realized how much I needed that support system, and how much it's like I'm so mature in some ways and I'm super immature in other ways, and I recognize it and I'm changing it and working on it all the time. But it's just one of those things where you realize that, you know, I was alone. And I felt more comfortable alone because then I didn't have to worry or concern myself about people loving me or abandoning me or leaving me. I just, you know, I just was on like autopilot. And now when I see like 12-year-olds or people who were, you know, my age, I think about how much I had to take care of myself. And it got to a point where it was so bad where my mom would just leave money on the kitchen table and be like, you know, walk to the store. And I mean, I was old enough to walk there, but I'm like, what a fucking burden. Like, I'm going to school, I'm doing gymnastics and cheerleading, you know, like, well, them together. Like, I was cheerleading, but like, we did a lot of like gymnastic stuff. I was one of the stunt people. So, like, you know, I needed to eat and I needed to eat well. And it's like, it just wasn't always there for me. And I always had to take care of myself. And a lot of you know it's really hard for me to ask for help. Like when I reach out to you guys and I text you or I email you or I put these posts up and I'm like, I need help. Can you donate? Can you help? It's like, I only do that when I really have to. Not because I'm lazy and I don't want to work or, you know what I mean? It's like, I do work. I've been doing, you know, those readings for like the last, you know, 6 months basically, almost 6. I stopped at the full moon in Sagittarius. But I realized like, whatever's happening right now with spirit and myself feels like that's what they're trying to get me to work through, because she has given us 3 extensions very graciously. But now it was like yesterday she was like, I mean, you have to, I don't care how, but you like have to be out by Tuesday. And I was like, okay. And so we have less than 48 hours and we still don't have somewhere to go, and we still don't have somewhere to put Big Camper if she doesn't sell. And I've just been like doing my best not to stress about it, but it's almost like I can't stop, you know? It's like, and I'm realizing, or I should say I wasn't like connecting the dots of like why it was like that until I watched that video from Erica, and I just started crying and I started telling my husband about how my parents, you know, abandoned me, and how when it comes to things like this, I start to, it's like I do go back to the 3D energy. I go back to that wounded child, you know, that was like, you left me. You left me. Like, I had no one to take care of me. You know? I had to do it all myself. And so other families looked out for me. You know, there were many holidays where my friends' parents would say, you know, is she going to her mom's or her dad's? And they're like, she's not going anywhere. She's staying home, you know, because either my parents were working or I wasn't invited or whatever. You know, so I kind of just adopted a bunch of families who adopted me. And so I've kind of been out on my own for a long time. And it's scary. And I think we've been here like 5 years. And even though we've tried to leave so many times and I've wanted to leave so many times, I just started to realize like, I have to let this go. Because it's like our relationship with our landlord became like that. Like she was like both of our moms. And that's draining for her too. And us, her kids, right? Like treating us like, instead of, even though we pay to live here, you know, and it's beautiful in a lot of ways, but it's also like damaging in a lot of ways because I have to move on and I don't know where we're going. And one side of me is so excited, honestly, to just be on the road and be out from underneath Big Camper and just like move on. But then there's like another part of me that's like scared. And I hate to say that out loud. But you know, it's interesting. We had the last place we almost got a work trade at. I had this amazing conversation with the woman for like 4 hours, and it was kind of like a done deal. Like we had been putting things in motion. I was like, I felt a good connection with her. And then the next day, it's like she was like, it was like night and day. And she was just like, fear, fear, fear. And she, you know, just, and mockery, and like basically calling us poor and like clueless, and even mocked to the point where she's like, your angels aren't going to save you when there's no food. And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, okay, we dodged a bullet. And I sent her love and I listened to her for a long time. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm like, I'm going to go. But I know, and bless her, you know what I mean? Like, I realized, like, that's where I have been, because I kept falling back into this, where people are like, where are you going to go? What's going to happen? What are you going to do? When I know I'm like this magical creature, and it's like, why am I questioning it? Why are we questioning it? But it's like that 3D slips in, and it's fucking hard. So, you know, she spoke of how her animal has, you know, knows that she has their back. And I was thinking that with Bubba today, or no, it was yesterday. I was laughing. Are you coming in? Yes, you're Kelly. I was laughing at Bubba because like we were like stressing out and cleaning and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, look at Bubba. I'm like, she's like, and actually Alder pointed out that she was like laying on her back with her feet in the air, like not a care in the world. She's just enjoying life, you know. Oh, look at that. She's just enjoying life. And I realized it's because she's taking it one day at a time. She doesn't, she knows I'm going to feed her. Like, she knows she's going to eat. She knows she's going to get water. She knows she's going to have somewhere to shit, even if it's in our car. You know what I mean? Like, I'll fucking make a makeshift litter box. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know she knows. And also, we've been trying to be like fun about it, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, we should take Bubba to the ocean, you know, and all this kind of stuff. But it's interesting. It's like, yeah, because she knows I'm going to take care of her. And I know that spirit is going to get us, like everything. Look at those rainbows. Like, I know it. It's weird. It's like, I know that, but there's like this side of me that's like so terrified, and it's silly. It's silly. It's self-induced. It's literally self-induced, you know? So I just wanted to say that don't give up when it feels hard. Just keep pressing through, and just know that spirit is going to catch you. And you know what? It's funny, because I said something the other day. I said to spirit, I'm like, I'm really sick of this. I'm like, why do you always like come to my aid at the very last minute? I'm like, can't you fucking just, can I be like everybody else and just fucking know like a month ahead of time and pack and do it in a nice slow pace? And then I realized our words have power. So I keep saying to spirit, I'm the one saying it, that you're going to do it in the last hour. And this woman who I was talking about, she had a bunch of miracles happen for her. And she said right in like the last minute, when I felt like, holy shit, where are we going to go? What's going to happen? She's like, this woman showed up into my life and, you know, blessed her with like this significant amount of money to help her get her house. They just like became friends, and it was just a magical experience. And she was like, I have the money. I literally don't have anything to spend it on. Let me help you. And so, you know, it's like those people do show up when you need them. And thank you to those of you who have, you know, sent money. I really appreciate you guys. We really do. You know, especially because with Big Camper, it's been like, you know, she's been sitting for 5 years. And then she sat like here, she's been here 5 years, but she was 6 months somewhere else, and then a year at his mom's. So, you know, she's only really been driven once in like 7 years, because when we moved from his mom's, we actually had to have it towed. And then he worked on it and fixed it, and he drove it from, you know, where we were before to here. And now it's just been, you know, it's like one of those things. You start a repair, or you start doing something, and then something else happens, and then you're like, oh shit, I got to do this, and I got to do that. And so it's like you're watching the money, and you're like, hey, can I get a break? But at the same time, you know, we just put her up for sale. I put up pictures and a video, and we brought the price down. So I just know she's going to sell. I just know it. And because I honestly don't know why they would want us to keep her, but they might. I don't think so, but they might. But for now, I realize I just need to get grounded and centered. When I'm doing spirit work every day, all the time, I'm so grounded and centered. And obviously, you know, we thought we had to move by the 15th. So the last reading I did was, you know, on the 14th of the full moon in Sagittarius. And then she gave us an extension to the 22nd. And that's what's really been so hard, is like we've had like over 10 days of like, we're going, we're not, we're going, we're not, we're going. And it's beautiful that she's like been amazing and letting us stay, but it's also like, you know, you think you're leaving, and so everything's all packed up, and you're, you know, then I gotta like, she's like, oh, you can have 3 more days, and then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta unpack things to make food. And I mean, it's just been like this, you know, where I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? You know, not that I'm above any struggles, it's just that I'm like, fuck, like, what am I not hearing? What am I not understanding? What's happening? And then I realized today, after I watched that from Erica, I'm like, it's that. Because even though, you know, she may not be much, but Big Camper was my first real home. That was mine, and Alder's, like, you know, but it's like, it wasn't my parents. I wasn't renting. We were renting land, but we, you know, it's like our home. We've lived in it for 6.5 years. And even being here, you know. So I think there's this side of me, like, that wants to go on this adventure so bad. And then there's this other side of me that's like, holy shit, like, this is really ending. And, but, you know, so many times I thought Alder and I were ending. And then we ended up, like, you know, working things out. And of all the things to grow and stay, I'm glad it's our love for each other. Like, we really went through the shadow and the dark night of the soul together. And it's over. And that's why we have to go, because that's what this place is. It's been like such a training ground, you know, with like peaceful, loving animals. And even though our landlord could be up and down and up and down, it's like, it's okay, because it like really challenged us. You know, that's who they are. And we had to learn to adapt. And, you know, and then when we realized like this isn't the right place for us, we all agreed like it's time for us to go. This was only ever supposed to be a temporary solution. And isn't it funny, the temporary solutions that end up, you know, that job, you're like, oh, I was just going to work there or whatever. And then you stay there for like 5 years and you're like, I can't believe I was at that job for 5 years. It's hard. I've left jobs, people, homes, places. I've moved 28 times in 5 states in 50 years. You know, so this is like, it's because I've been so transient, and I know it's part of my gypsy witch and I love it, but I've also like really enjoyed being stationary for a minute, you know. And why I'm like ready for my house is because I just feel like even though we've been stationary, it feels like we've been homeless. In a lot of ways, it really feels like we've been homeless this whole time. My soul has felt homeless. So just keep sending us prayers and love, and any financial support is always welcome. Thank you. I have links in my about section. You can go to my about section in the tabs on the top if you can. Thank you so much. And every time you donate anything, no matter what it is, I always say a prayer for you, and an abundance prayer. So plus there's tons of free readings on there. Check them out. And I don't know what's going to happen after this, you guys. I feel like things are changing. I don't know if they're going to have me go back to a format like this, or if they're going to, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But when I was watching Erica's video, I literally heard Spirit say, make a video after this. And I was like hers? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, and just so you know, all of my decks are in storage. So that was tough too. But I think it's because like the last reading I had was with one of our tribe members, Gail. I went over there to do some shamanic healing on her husband, and then I did a reading for her. And she said, do you remember the first time she came to see me twice when I worked at Psychic Sister in Olympia? And she said, you didn't even use all this stuff. She goes, you didn't even need all this stuff, meaning my cards, because I brought decks and stuff. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm like, she's like, you're a natural medium. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I was the only medium that worked there that didn't use visual aids. I would bring crystals and like oils and things like that for healing while we were talking, but like I never used, you know, those, because I'm a telepath and I have all the clairs, and I'm a channel, so I don't need them. But I liked doing them, and I saw the pick-a-pile readings and I fell in love with them. So it was fun doing that the last 6 months, just concentrating on that. But those of you who know, when this was Lula's Labyrinth, I used to do this kind of stuff and my readings. And a lot of you have said that you missed these kind of things. Like, they're like, it's your talks, you know, while you're, you know, doing dishes or doing laundry or, you know, going for a walk or something like that. You like to just listen to these. And so, you know, maybe we are meant to go on the road and and do some cool stuff like that. I don't know. But I do know that this has gone on very long, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for being on this journey with me. I'm pretty sure this is my last video here, especially because we had all the animals in it and stuff, if you've hung on there this long. And I do know it's going to work out, but I needed to go through that. I needed to have that I needed to face that. My child, it was almost like I've worked through so much, and that was like the last bit where my child just wanted to be acknowledged. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to try not to cry, but it's like she just wanted to be like, you know, it's been hard. I didn't have a normal childhood. And I was saying to Erica's tribe, I said, you know, it's funny. I'm like, people talk about that in my family as if it's some noble act. Like, wow, you're so amazing. Like, you basically raised yourself. And like when I was moving to LA when I was 23, my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, they were so amazing. I was the closest to them out of everybody in my family. And my grandpa was a very proud man, and he just very lovingly like grabbed my hand across the table so sternly and said, I know you're gonna be okay. He's like, because you have raised yourself. And he's like, sometimes I hate myself that we didn't do more, or that we didn't call on your parents, or he's like, you were so self-sufficient, and I think we all took for granted that you were this little old person in this little body and this young person. And you know, he didn't say old soul because it wasn't like that back then, but he acknowledged it. And to know my grandpa, that was a really big deal. So sorry. But I'm not. It's like, it just needs to come out. And I literally, like, I just started crying. My grandpa started crying, and we were in a restaurant, and that was so unlike him. It was like the only time I ever saw my grandpa cry. He died when I was like 30. And, you know, he just was so proud of me. And he's like, I know you're gonna do good things and big things. And he's like, we're all so proud of you. And I'm proud of myself. And so if 50 is mid-age, then if I make it to 100, then may the next 50 years of my life be so magical. And may we always, always honor our inner child and their suffering and their pain. It's not about carrying it around like a dead body dragging behind a car. It's like, no. When I say that, it's like, it's very real. You know, that's really happened to people. They've been murdered from being dragged behind a car. And sometimes it's like, emotionally, it can feel like that. As horrific as it can, you can only imagine what they went through. It's like, if emotionally we're going through things like that and we're constantly torturing ourselves, it's really no different, you know? And the only thing is they will finally die. It's like we're living our lives. We're living half dead when we don't face our issues. It's like, I feel like I've been a ghost in my own life in a lot of ways. And I am excited for the next chapter, whatever that is. So, you know, it was a noble act in some ways, but in other ways, like, I was terrified. I was 12. Like, you know, that's really young. And I think it really toughened me up in some ways, but it hardened me in a lot of other ways, and it made me stop dreaming. And I don't ever want to stop dreaming, because my inner child, she's so beautiful and full of life and love, and she just wants to love everybody and take care of everybody. And, you know, sorry, I was losing my camera. I only have 5% left, so it went dark. That's good. This has gone on way too long. I keep saying that, but I'm just like getting it out. Thank you, Rooster boy. He's like, speak your truth. Look up Rooster Spirit Medicine. I'll put some below. And Kelly's going to make it her last appearance. Thank you, Kelly. But honestly, it's like, I am acknowledging that. And I'm acknowledging that I am alive and strong and powerful because of my loneliness. And now I have my best friend, my best human friend, and my best animal friend, Alder and Bubba. And even if we are camping, living out of the car or whatever, I know we're going to make it work. So I'm happy to let Big Camper go. so she can go on her next voyage, her next journey, and so that we can go on ours. So please pray that she sells. And if not, we're going to have to store her. I don't want to abandon her. I'd rather store her, but I know, see what I mean? I'm trying to plan it instead of just like telling Spirit. I've already said to Spirit, I want to be out from underneath it. And then Alder and I both reneged a little because we started to get paranoid because he went through something similar like I did. And it was like our first like home that we felt secure in, that was ours. And so it's time to make peace with that and to let my inner child free so that we can find our next dream and the next path, wherever it may lead us. Anyway, I don't know if that was a cat or a bunny behind me, but hi guys. It's the fairies. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of my life and this dream. And I'm going to leave on Missy because she's been my bestest friend here this whole time. Where are you at, Miss? Sorry, the sun is like right on. Where's she at? There she is. Thanks, Rooster Boy. Okay, you guys, until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. Blessed be. Oh, and thanks for listening.